Greetings, greetings, family. This is another episode of the Melanin Report 360. Melanin Report 360. Melanin Report 360. Like, share, subscribe, follow. Like, share, subscribe, follow. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. It was really blazing out here, and I ran some errands a little later in the day, and that wasn't the best decision I've made this year. So I got caught up in the heat. When I came home, oh my God, I was so ready to have a cool beverage and rest and relax. And oh my gosh. So the heat is no joke out here. So if you get a free ticket to Phoenix or a $75 ticket to Phoenix the month of June, July, August, you have been warned. All right. So I was thinking about some of the events over the weekend, and I just made a decision probably Sunday night. It was something on the news. I was like, we have to change the party, and you have to change your party. I don't believe. Oh, let me go ahead and read the fair use disclaimer. So we go ahead and dot our I's, cross our T's. So copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute, which by other. Let me start that again. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tick the balance in favor of fair use. So, okay. So I just want to go ahead and read that. I was really, I don't know what in particular, or it may have been a combination of the first, say, 6 months of the Biden administration, Biden-Harris administration. And I just came up with, I'm going to change. Right now, there's a D after my name, Democrat. And I just want to go to independent because I wasn't voting for quite a while. Probably I think after Reagan got in, like in the 80s, I think I just felt, I'm done with voting. And then a girlfriend of mine said, Deanne, our people, were hosed in the streets. And, she gave me a lot of flack for not voting. And so I said, well, okay, So I went back and started voting Democrat. And so the effort, in 2020 was unlike nothing I've ever seen because I had 3 or 4 people knock on my condo door, not so much soliciting, but just saying, hey, do you need a ride? I have 2 vehicles in the back, but do you need a ride? All the push for the Biden-Harris ticket to be successful. So I just followed suit. I said, oh, well, we've our family pretty much outside of my grandparents, and they had been Democrats all of their lives because, apparently was the sentiment that Lincoln freed the slaves. So they came out of the South, up to New York as Republicans. And that wasn't unusual. It wasn't unusual to have that scenario. I think my parents were always Democrats. Yeah. But they're from another generation, if you will. So Democrats were, a little bit more progressive as we would think. And so this wasn't anything unusual for me to go for the D, the D after my name. So now it's a new day. It's a new day. We've had almost 6 months of this current administration or close to it. And it's a narrow period for the Democrats to be in control of the Senate for, Kamala, Madam Vice President, she will be the deciding factor. But the House, it's already more Democrats. So, okay, it's like, my opinion, okay, it's a win-win period, but this period is not going to last. It's like a finite amount of time that we can, get these, initiatives, the passing of the George Floyd Act, for example, blah, blah, blah. And so I just decided, I'm like, Ann, we have had enough of just let us get in the office. It's always an excuse. Democrats always have an excuse. There's always an excuse. And I'm tired of excuses because I have control over my ballot. And so I want to do my due diligence and say, enough, enough, enough. I'm going to go Democrat. In fact, I'm going to contact, because it's still early out here. After I finish up this chat, I will, put the motion, put the items in motion to get that as a reality. So of the next election, which is shortly, November. I don't want to be hoodwinked and bamboozled. And I believe that we have been, sorry to say. I mean, Biden said, well, let's wait until we get in the office. Oh, let's wait. We've been waiting for 466 years, but besides that, we have been waiting, it seems like an eternity. And so because of that, I'm going to go to a independent. I would go Green Party. I think independent, there will be more of I will be voting on the issues. Because right now, I'm usually down the middle, going, Democrat. So it doesn't matter because Democrats, as we see with Kristen Sinema, she didn't even vote, and I'm going to call her office this week because she represents as a Democrat, supposedly, from the state of Arizona. And Mark Kelly, he's new. I think he's been a little bit more forthcoming than for his vote. Haven't we seen enough? It's like always a wait and see. Now the Asian anti-crime bill, it passed like flying colors. There was no who and ha and blah blah and how, and they're pretty much new kids on the block. We've been here building this country, have built this country from ground up. All of the industry, people that were hammering away, knocking down buildings, and they were being paid nothing because I believe our enslaved sisters and brothers and elders, they built the White House. And I mean, what's that about? So it's enough. It's enough because I have to vote my conscience. And it's not like Republicans have it right. Definitely not, because they are like crazy. There's so many crazy people on their roster, if you will. I'm just shaking my head with that. We have to do our part. If we say, oh, we got to go Democrat. Oh, get out the vote. I mean, we've been talking about this from the 60s, from the 50s. Everything a vote. It's a vote. Now they're trying to do away, you might as well say, going back to Reconstruction before that. And so white men were only able to vote. not people of color, no women. So this is where they're going. This is where they're going. So this is the direction that this country is going. So that gives you a nod of they don't care about black and brown people. You know, this is the sad state of affairs, but this is the reality. And I said, Deanne, I'm sick of being sick and tired. You know, Fannie Lou Hamer said, I'm sick of being sick and tired. And enough. So what we can do if we don't vote at all, perhaps, some people, I think Jehovah Witnesses, they don't vote. They don't believe in that whole system. I'm getting close to that feeling. Not Jehovah Witness, but that feeling. Mm, it's nothing like water. Uh, so yeah, I wanted to just have these sentiments because there is enough wait and see. There's enough wait and see. There's enough wait and see. And we now Biden, unless the executive order has changed in the last 24, 48 hours, he can take executive action and get these bills if they're hung up, the Senate, and what magic is going to happen so they, oh, these are black people, oh, okay, let's go ahead and put that through. No, people are showing their true colors. I don't know how many more examples we need to get or people can make. We should stop hitting our heads on the wall and expecting the wall to move. I'm just saying, because it's an insult, you know. We vote because it's the quote right thing to do. Now they're trying to take the vote away. You know, damn near, pardon me. It's close enough to going back to the good old days, only white men were able to vote. So people like, you know, attorney Stacey Abrams, there's so many people on the front lines. I'm like, sister, you know, I'm not going to say a waste of your time, but why that's the uphill battle. We have an uphill battle to fight. That should be front and center, home of the free, land of the brave, whatever it is. So it should be a given right to vote and to vote your conscience and to see where the ballot lies in your thoughts, your mind, and your spirit. Because some of these initiatives that are being proposed on the left, I don't think it doesn't have anything in mind for us to chew on. When I say us, black and brown people. So we have to look at that carefully. And I'm not going to look in the lens through the lens of hope and I think Obama went on hope and fear. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to myself. And the history of my ancestors, I'm not going to do that. I'm not willing to do that. So it's enough that they make quote unquote open promises they don't keep. You know, there was a saying, white man speaks with forked tongue. That's from the Native Americans. And they'll say, I'm generalizing, they will say what is appropriate when the camera's on and everyone's looking and watching. When like Fauci had some emails leaked, imagine that. And it was something about Corona, and I'm not going to talk about Corona because I got a little bit of ham slap on before, but we know that this is an illegitimate system because it electoral college should be done away with. It's just like one man, one woman, one vote. One man or woman, that's one vote. We go through the electoral college, it's a whole different game. It was set up in the 30s, 40s. So they have never played by their own rules, because now we are, get out the vote, get out the vote, get out. I'm tired of voting, to be honest. I'm tired of voting. I am so tired of voting, because we put our energy in the vote and we get all worked up, get out the vote, get out the vote, and it's like, why? We have to examine. Self examination is key, because if we are seeing something that doesn't sound right, chances are it's not right. So the fact that they are kind of rolling back the clock on the vote, making it difficult. We have out here in Arizona, we have mail-in ballot. I mean, I've been mailing in my ballot for the AC just went off. I've been mailing in my ballot pretty much since I've been out here. I don't know if I've ever, maybe once I went and looked at the chute, go down the chute, but typically I mail in my ballot. But I think time has come. I, sat with myself long and hard. I said, Deanne, it's no reason we should never be worked up over the vote, because where are we to have that the definitive, oh, voting is everything. It is in a perfect world, but this world, this country is not even close to being perfect. I'm not going to lean in on the whole theology of, not the theology, excuse me, the whole theoretical way of voting and saying, I know you're going to do the right thing. No, this country's never done the right thing. So think about the history. 40 acres and a mule. Did anyone get that? Our people are just think about that. If we got 40 acres and a mule, it would have been close to, I'm not going to say level the playing field, but it would be a little bit more, it wouldn't have been a payback. No, no, no. I'm not going to even say that. It would be at least what they said they would do, they would do. So I don't believe when this country says, oh, we have to do a report on slavery. It's an insult. Or to get, because we all up in arms with the um, what am I saying? Trying to say the reparations. Excuse me, reparations. So when we're up in arms, reparations. Why is that? See, that's mind. They're tricking our mind. Say, oh, maybe it wasn't so bad after all. It's an insult. It's an insult. And so I am suggesting, whoever is listening, and if this is shared and on other platforms or what have you, I just want us to reconsider having a Democrat after our name. I'm just going to do what I feel is the best thing, and that is, or at least independent. I'm tired of the Democrats relying on my vote to spit in my face. That's the only way I can say it politely. So enough is enough. Enough is enough. So if you want to be lied to, stay with Democrats for sure. For sure. I think, my girlfriend I was referencing earlier, she was actually voting Republican. She voted for Reagan some years ago. And she was, fiscally responsible, blah, 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 blah. But that was before the whole Trump era that came in to being. I'm getting a little hot here. AC cut on. Yeah, this is a different time we're in. It's a different time. We need to, if we're going to vote, I'm all for that. If you choose to, because like I said, there was a block of time probably in the 80s. I think I voted in the 80s when Reagan, that was 1980. And then, yeah, so 1980. I may have, no, because I wasn't quite aged to vote. No, I voted the next one. But anyway, I voted um, 63, 73, 83. Yeah, I voted at 20 or something. And that was for whoever was running against Reagan. But I just decided this particular slot, a little bit of time, 5, 6 months. Biden has, I don't know if he's going to have a second term. I'm just saying. I don't know. He's not getting my vote because I don't like the whole wait and see kind of mentality. We have to do a study. It's just like one thing is one hurdle that's self-imposed because they are putting the hurdles in front of them. Kamala, hey, a woman of color. She is not, her father is Jamaican. I think he's still with us. So he is Jamaican. But I believe I read something, but I don't want to probably hearsay, but she is a woman of color. I'll just say that. So, hey, she got in, hook or crook, she's in. What has changed? What can we say? Oh, we have had some victory. I don't see one level of victory. I mean, did someone contact me? Have we ever seen victory under any administration, including Obama? Because I was surprised the 100-year anniversary of Tulsa, Greenwood, that Biden was the first sitting president that went to that city and blah, blah, blah. And that's what the report said. I watched the news when they did the commemoration and all like that. He was the first sitting president that Biden, not Obama, Biden. So that, I'm looking at President Obama sideways. I'm like, huh? So, we've been told time and time again, it's always a reason. We can find in my world, we can always find, and this is in my personal life, professional life, we can always find a reason to do something, and we can always equally find a reason not to do something. So right now, I have had enough of the who and ha and wait and see of the Democratic Party. I'm totally done. I am totally done. I'm not kidding you. Because it's an insult. George Floyd Act should have passed at least a year. The year was last month. It should have passed way before that month. But I'm saying and then I was like, oh, I thought it already would have been passed, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, maybe there's a few executive orders you can issue in your presidency. Maybe I just don't know about that. But if you don't do anything else, why would you not do that? Like I said, you can find a reason to do something and equally a reason not to do something. And they're not doing anything, what I can tell. What I can tell. So this is a decision that I have made, and I'm not turning back. I'm not turning back to the Democratic. I'm totally done. I'm totally done. Because there's too much that we have sacrificed, bloodshed, to vote, blah, blah, blah. People in the street protesting, still being shot and all like that. We see the reports. We see all of that. So now the time is action. Taking action. So I am taking action today by saying enough. Enough. You're not going to hoodwink me again and bamboozle me the next day. I'm totally done. Because if I don't have an expectation, maybe I had that may have been my error. I may have had an expectation that I should have known. When has this country ever followed through on her promise? When? When? Just these two, like Asian, went flying through. That Asian bill, it's already passed. It's now law. They know, even from Mabuma, the guy back in New York, the guy shoved the nightstick up his rectum. That's a whole nother. Anyway, that issue, that was like 20 something. I think I may have been still living in New York or just shortly. This was like early 80s or late 80s. So from that moment to now, we've seen all, Mike Brown. It's just so many, so many, so many. And the only thing I can do is put the brakes on and say, I'm not doing this anymore with you guys. I'm gonna vote not party line, because I think that may have been my error, because after what you call it, and then Clinton, and then Bush's, and then Obama. I was like, oh, Democrat, but not so much came under Obama. In fact, I was thinking Obama would have put a black female on the Supreme Court. When he put Kagan and Sotomayor, I think those were the two appointees, I thought one should have been black. There are tons of black sitting judges now. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. So again, I've had enough of the Republican Party. I'm sorry, Democratic Party. I'm going to just go down. I've got to look into this right after this, and figure out what I need to do. I may call, the office downtown and find out, because everything that I like right now, when I pull out my registration card, it has Democrat. I don't want it to have Democrat. They don't even deserve my vote. They do not deserve my vote. So think about it. If this is food for thought, let's just think about our voting practices. Because right now we're not seeing enough teeth in these policies that could make a huge difference in our lives. If they're now federally can be charged, people who would kill Black and brown people, including officers, should be federal charges if we pass this bill. That's why it's not passing, you know? So enough. I'm not going to spin my wheels on this. I'm just one and done, because I know if my vote matters, which theoretically it should matter, but I don't even know if I'm gonna vote next time around. I'm just so disgusted, because we're always the wait and see people. Wait and see about reparations. Wait and see about George Floyd Act. Why? We've been here the longest and been taking the more crap that this country has to offer wholesale. And I'm just saying enough. I am saying enough. And think about it, consider it what this video, what I'm saying in this video. I'm not trying to discourage anyone from voting. We earn, quote unquote, the right to vote. But for who and why? Why are we always we always save the Democrats behind? And they always, oh, what did I say? I'm going to help you all. Oh, I didn't remember saying that. It's always like we gotcha. It's a gotcha moment. I'm just sick and tired of it. So I can only change Deanne, and I'm going to do that. So voting is important, but I don't even know if I'm voting in the midterm. I don't know. I literally don't know because they take our vote for granted. Um, list goes on, and we're promised nothing. We get nothing. Like I was saying, when when we vote again for president, go down the list, we need to have a notarized letter with demands. Reparations will be at the top of the list. But they're not going to sign that because it would be notarized and it would be binding. So they're like, oh, just let us get into office and we got you. Biden would not be in that office if we stayed home. Think about it. If Biden relied on the black vote. In fact, he talked about it in his acceptance speech. You remember that? It was what, January 20th? Not too long ago. We have seen nothing. I am tired of getting nothing, nothing, nothing with my hard-earned vote. And he and Kamala would not be in those offices, if we hadn't gotten out the vote. Like I said, I know 4 people came to my house that season in 100,000-degree temperature. So I knew my vote mattered. Effort was there. Wanted, the crazy man out. I get all that. But what's the alternative? We may have gotten reparations with Trump. You never know. I'm just saying. So we have to think about our vote. We have to consider everything. We have to look both ways. Before we cross the street. We just don't need to give our vote away. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I'm only can change Deanne, but I feel it's worth exploring and looking at this. We deserve better, and first almost 5-6 months, it's like business as usual. They haven't even, they're not even considering. I think they could have, unless I'm mistaken, I am sure Biden would be able to do executive order because it's stuck in the Senate, apparently. George Floyd Act. It's stuck in the Senate. And he can push it. He knows the power. He's an attorney. Kamala's an attorney. They know the power of persuasion. If it was important enough, it's got to be important enough. Got our vote, got in, so to hell with us. We don't need you anymore, black folks. Show up in 4 years, 3 years, 3.5 years. So this is my report. I thank you for tuning. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll look forward to your comments and pass this along. I have a small platform right now. I am in the midst of writing another book, so stay tuned for that. I am trying to get it out by before the end of the year. I would like 2022. Perhaps we will get it out. When I say we, my editor as well as myself. I am working on it every day. I'm not going to say day and night, but I'm putting a lot of time right now in my book and doing other things, other projects around the house and this and that. But share, subscribe. And thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same bat channel. And you all take care, be well, stay safe. All right, peace.